In this tutorial, I'm going to briefly show you how to import your drawing into Photopea, change the orientation of it, and adjust the brightness and contrast. Let's begin. So first, we select New Project. Remember first name, underscore last name, underscore poster. Next, we change our DPI to 300 for print quality. Then we change the size, 17 by 12.25. Hit create. Okay, now I'm going to grab my image, file, open and place. As you can see, it's an incorrect orientation. This should be in landscape mode. So what we'll do is we'll zoom in. So this is your zoom here, or keyboard shortcut would be spacebar and control. Make sure you have transform controls selected. If you don't, select your move tool and turn it on. Then you see the little boxes in each corner. Next, you're going to ensure that you have that curved double-headed arrow showing. If you have this version, then that's just going to allow you to expand it. And we want to actually rotate it. Hold Shift so that it snaps into position. Now we need to increase the size. So I'm just going to zoom out so I can see where the edges of the artboard are. And I will pull it up to here and across. Okay, and if you want to stretch it and you don't want to adjust the height of the top and the bottom, you hold Shift and you pull. And that will stretch it to the left, and then this one will stretch to the right. As you can see, we have some areas here, some regions that are not going to align with the edge correctly. If we keep pulling it this way, we're going to lose the top and the bottom. So in this instance, we're going to say Edit, Transform, Warp. And this allows us to adjust the nodes in the center of the lines. So I'm just going to pull this out. Until it looks acceptable, and maybe slightly adjust this one as well. That way this line stays vertical. Okay, and there's a little bit of the table showing down here, so let's just select Edit, Transform, and Distort. Now we can pull this down until the table is more or less gone. Okay, so now we have it in the correct position, but it's looking a little dingy, a little gray. It doesn't have the vibrancy that it deserves. So what we want to do is change that. So we're going to go to Image, Adjustments, and we have two options here. We have Brightness, Contrast, or Levels. Let's start with Brightness, Contrast. And you can see that we're removing the dingy appearance quite nicely. And you might find that you want to enhance the saturated tones, the darker shades, and so forth. Sometimes when we increase the contrast, the white looks too bright, so let's just lower that a little bit to regain some of the detail. That looks pretty good. Now I could keep it like that and move forward, and that would probably be acceptable, but I want to demonstrate the other option. So I'm just going to click on the X. There's also something under Image called Image, Adjustments, Levels. And here you can modify the white and the dark areas. So if I were to select this and pull it to the right, I'm enhancing the brightness of the lighter areas. And if I were to pull this over to the right, I'm enhancing the contrast, and the darker areas are becoming more prominent. So now you can really see the rich quality of the pencil crayon but it's still nice and bright in the white areas. This is where most of the information is lying in the drawing, so you would never pull into that area. If you want to go more towards the bright side or the dark side, you just shift this left and right. But the middle seems to be the most suitable spot. So I'll say okay. And now you're ready to proceed adding your layers, creating your shapes and fills, and so forth.